Why? Because Poilievre is a liberal light. And instead of, voting conservative, liberal light, they will vote for the real liberal. And the real liberal is Carney. So for Trump, dealing with Carney or dealing with Poilievre is the same.
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. We're going to check out the PPT podcast. They're going to have Max Bernier, who's the leader of the Canadian People's Party, and he has a lot of bad stuff to say about everything. He has nothing good to say, it wouldn't seem. Let me know what you think in the comments about Max Bernier. Let's get into this. It'll be interesting. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
He says last night President Trump endorsed Mark Carney. Why? Because as Trump said, he's easier to deal with and knows that I will be a tough negotiator and always put Canada first. Carney is weak and would cave to Trump's demands, just like he did when he moved his company headquarters from Canada to New York City. Canadians don't want a weak and conflicted leader. They want a strong prime minister who will put Canada first. So now let me play the clip. Here's Trump. Rob, if you can play the clip of Trump, what he says here. Go for it.
Isn't that going to make them more hostile to us and possibly
I'd rather deal with a liberal than a
for
conservative.
China closer to Canada, and that would really put us in a bind.
The conservative that's running is stupidly no friend of mine. I don't know him, but he said negative things. So when he says negative things, I couldn't care less. I think it's easier to deal actually with a liberal.
Isn't that going to be?
So when I posted this, Rob, go back to my tweet because I want to show you what people said. Okay, just go to the bottom of the comments to show what Canadians said. So some people said, right there. If you can go lower. I've been to Canada. Okay. Maxime Bernier is the only politician in Canada that can actually understand this. Pierre has never had an actual job outside of politics. He's a World Economic Forum uniparty shield through and through. He's a useless, whatever politician. He's no leader. You're wrong here, Pat. Trump is doing Poilievre a favor by saying he'd prefer liberals. This is an endorsement for the PP. His policies do exactly what Trump wants. Energy, pipelines, oil. Canada's got a lot of those things. Poilievre and Carney are hood ornaments. Do you have any suggestions? On a serious note, thanks for saying PM and not governor. Patrick, I think Trump understands this endorsement, especially framed in a term of being a pushover will hurt Carney. He is mitigating the side effect that his tariff policy was driving up liberal support. Pierre has to posture to keep that illusion alive. Who's right here?
Yeah, I think that, President Trump is right because Poilievre right now and the Liberals, Carney, are the same on the most important issues for the future of our country. And we can go on these issues later. And right now, for me, it's a LibCon party. And so, instead of, and people in Canada now, if you look in the polls, again, it's a bad news, but the Liberals are ahead right now, and the election may be called as soon as in a couple of days. Why? Because Poilievre is a liberal light. And instead of, voting conservative, liberal light, they will vote for the real liberal. And the real liberal is Carney. So for Trump, dealing with Carney or dealing with Poilievre is the same. And so we are very different as a political party. We are this populist political party, a little bit like Trump. And on a lot of policies, our party is in line with Trump. On tariffs, we can have a discussion about that. We have a different position than Poilievre, but Poilievre is doing the war against Trump using tariffs and imposing tariffs and taxes on us Canadians. And for him, like I told you in the beginning, because Trump is not popular in Canada, and I think he think that by being against Trump, that will help him in Canada. But the most important is the policies, and is very disappointing on that. And
okay, so let's go through that. So let's take what percentage of Canada are conservatives? Conservatives, specifically conservatives. What would you say?
Well, you have Western Canada, Alberta. Alberta, Western Canada. Right now there's about a big, 40% of the population
that are conservatives.
That are ready to vote conservative.
Okay, so of the 40%, and by the way, conservative,
including us. We are the real conservative.
For sure. You and Pierre, whatever party, those two, conservative party, you're saying there's about 40% of them. Of the 40% of voters in Canada that are conservative, okay, what percentage of them like Trump?
If you look, they did a survey in Canada for people who voted for the conservative and will vote for Poilievre. 25% of his base like Trump, 25% of his voters.
Got it.
For me, it's about 50% of my voters who like Trump. So, and now by doing that, his goal is to split the liberal vote, to go ahead and to split the liberal vote. But it's at a big risk of losing his base, 25% of his base. And so for us, we can grow there, but for us, our growth will come from non-voters. There's 40% of the population who didn't vote at the last election. And they don't vote because they don't like these establishment political parties and Poilievre and Carney and Trudeau. So we are the option, the new option for them. So our growth can be coming from these non-voters that may come and vote for us.
Okay, so for his base, out of the 40%, you said 25% like Trump, 75% don't like Trump. Okay, from your base, 50% like...
At least 50%.
Okay.
But we don't do any polling. We don't do any focus
You're
group.
assuming. So it could be 60, 70%.
Yeah.
Okay, from the conservatives that don't like Trump, why don't they like... What about Trump do they not like in his policies?
But now it's the tariff. Trump, because of the mainstream media, they're saying, oh, Trump is against Canada. Trump wants to, invade our country. Trump wants our country to be the 51st state. So they're nationalists, and they said, and they believe that. The mainstream media and the liberals and the conservative like that, like the fact that Trump said, we will be, or we may be, or that will be great if we are the 51st state. They like it because now they say, no, we are defending the sovereignty of our country. But all that, it's just, when Trump is saying that, for me, he's not serious. He's just, having fun against our leaders. He knows that we don't like it. He's using that, telling our prime minister, the governor of Canada. I did read his book, The Art of a Deal, and that's the way he's doing deals. Discredit his opponent, and he's doing that and using that. But in Canada, it's good for the Liberals. They are saying we are the defender of the country, but they are not. Their policy will be very bad for the country. And I said politically, and when I'm doing interviews, that we are the only hope for Canada if our policies are not adopted, or not be adopted in Parliament. This country is going nowhere. We need to change that, and we have bold policies that are in line. And when I'm saying that we are putting Canada first and our country first, it's not a slogan for me. It's a reality. But for Poilievre, it's an anti-slogan.
So in 2018, when you left the Conservative Party, who was Poilievre? Who was he at the time? Did he have credibility? Was he famous? Did he already have influence, or no?
No. So for me, I'm not a career politician. I did work 19 years in the financial sector in Montreal. I did good money over there. 2006, I jumped into politics with Harper, and I was a Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Industry, and Poilievre was elected at that time. Poilievre was elected at 24 years old, never had a real boss. He's, for the last 20 years, his job is to be a politician. In
so he's a lifelong politician.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No private sector experience.
Ever?
No.
Before 24, nothing.
24 years old, I think the first job was working in an MP office in Ottawa.
NPR office in Ottawa.
Yeah, working with a member of parliament in Ottawa, in his office.
Got it. So it's always been politics. He has zero free enterprise, free market experience.
Zero.
Okay.
So this guy is doing politics by survey, focus group, and, he tried to please everybody. But when you do that, you're not able to win.
Can you give an example of that? When you say he tries to please everybody, what examples do you have?
On mass immigration. In Canada, we have mass immigration right now, and that's destroying our social fabric. We had more than 1.2 million foreigners coming to our country.
Saw that.
And for a country of 40 million people, that's a lot. Actually, the growth of our population last year was 3.2%, and the average growth of population in the Western countries was 0.2%. And 97% of our population growth is coming from immigration. So if you go like that for a couple of years, that's the replacement, theory, but in practice in Canada. So for him, he's not speaking about that. He's okay with mass immigration like the Liberals. And we are not. We are the only party that is saying we need to have a pause on immigration, a moratorium on immigration because, that is affecting economically Canadians. Our standard of living is going down. Inflation is up, and we have ghettos in our country. People are not integrating into our society. So it's a big mess, and we need to have that pause. So what I'm telling you is pandering to the ethnic communities like Trudeau. So Poilievre is doing the same game because in some ridings in Canada, to win and to have a majority, in Toronto, for example, there's a lot of ridings over there, a seat over there, more than in Alberta. So, and that region, there's a lot of immigrants and they want to have more of their friends coming to Canada. So Poilievre is pandering to them to be sure to win these ridings, knowing that the majority of the population don't want that mass immigration anymore. But he's not listening to them because for him, he's looking riding by riding, and he needs to seat by seat, which seat he will be able to win to be in government.
So it's interesting you're saying that. While I'm pulling this up, by the way, in 2018, who was he? Somebody in 2018?
In
2018 when you left the council. Was he an upcoming guy or not yet?
Not yet. No.
When did he become a superstar?
Only 2 years ago, when he decided to run. Because the other leader, O'Toole, was a real leftist.
The Conservative Party.
I was in politics in 2006, and 2015, Harper didn't win. 2017, we had a leadership contest in the Conservative Party. I did run. I had 49% of the vote, didn't win. Scheer was the leader at that time. I resigned from the Conservative Party in 2018, and Scheer was the leader in 2019. We had a general election. The Liberal won. And after Scheer, they had another leadership contest, the Conservative. They put O'Toole, and O'Toole was a real, leftist guy. And after that, they put Poilievre, and Poilievre was a star because he was good with videos, and I must admit, he's a good communicator. And so he was good, and during the leadership contest, he was speaking like a real conservative to be sure to win the base. So he was speaking like a real conservative, but after that, when he won, he went to the left and to try to please to more people in Canada. And so answering your question, he became to be popular maybe only 3 years ago.
So Aaron O'Toole
was a leader before him.
And then it was Andrew Scheer.
I lost my leadership against him.
You lost your leadership against him.
In 2017.
So when they chose him, you said, I'm out. And you're starting your own thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 49% of the members of the Conservative Party did vote for me. So after that leadership contest, I did work 15 months with Andrew Scheer as my leader. But I had a private meeting with him, and 15 months later, he told me, and I want him to take some of my policies and ideas. They were very popular with the membership. So we had a meeting, and he said, Maxime, you're right. Your ideas are very popular with the membership of the Conservative Party of Canada, but I won't take any of your ideas because now I want to be Prime Minister of Canada, and your ideas are not popular with the population. So at the next election in 2019, forget your ideas. So that's why
He's saying that to you face to face in a one-on-one meeting.
Yeah.
Is this public information when he said this to you?
Yeah, but I'm putting that public.
You've never said this before. So in one-on-one, he's telling you, because your policies are not popular.
I won't take any of
because he wants to be a prime minister.
Yeah, and they're doing politics by polling and survey. So and then I said, I don't have to waste my time here. They are not, and that's why I resigned in 2018 after 15 months when he won the leadership. When he told me that, I resigned. I said, and I took these ideas and we created the People's Party based on these ideas. And, this party is growing now. But they don't want to speak about something that is not that popular today. So that's why they're conservative in name only.
How close is he to Pierre?
Scheer now?
Scheer and
he's number 3 with him right now.
So they're close? They're
close friends, yeah.
Okay, so they're close friends. Again, I'm trying to get smarter. I don't know Canadian politics. Yeah. O'Toole, is he close with Pierre or no?
O'Toole resigned. He's not a member of parliament anymore. He's in the private sector, so forget it.
So is he any name in politics in Canada or not really? Nobody mentions O'Toole?
No.
He doesn't have endorsement. He doesn't carry weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is the last time you and Pierre had interaction together?
When I was a conservative. So 2015.
How was that interaction with
Yeah,
him?
good. Pierre and I, we had good conversation. And at that time, when I was a conservative, he was pushing in the caucus privately conservative reform. But now because he's the leader, and so he forgot all that. But I must admit that Stephen Harper was prime minister, and I was working with him. Stephen Harper was a libertarian and less government. But he did the biggest deficit of the history of our country during the financial crisis. And so Stephen Harper had a majority, and he didn't use the majority to implement bold reforms. And Stephen Harper was a good manager of a big fat government. And Poilievre will be the same if he's prime minister.
Is Stephen Harper respected and loved in Canada or no?
Yeah, now after he resigned, and I think so. Yeah, with the Conservatives in Canada. And Stephen Harper is giving advice to Poilievre right now.
And Poilievre is following his footsteps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so all right, so that's good to know. So a couple things here when you said immigration. I want to show you something with immigration which was shocking to me when I pulled up the data. So I looked at what countries most residents, new permanent residents, are coming into Canada. Because a number starts around 2022. Rob, if you can show up the data that shows the spike in immigration, it's that one right there. You look at this, the net international migration from 1952 to 2023, you're getting some people coming in, maybe 200,000 on average, 100,000 on average. All of a sudden, boom, 1.2 million. And I looked at the numbers. In 2022, the number one country that immigrants came in from, 27% was India, 118. China's number two, then Afghanistan, Nigeria, Philippines, France, Pakistan, Iran, U.S., then Syria. This is 2022. 2023, India, China, Philippines, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Pakistan, Cameroon, Eritrea, Iran, U.S. 2024, India, Philippines, China, Cameroon, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, France. Okay. Then I pulled up a number just to kind of see. In Canada in 1991, according to the Canadian census, the Muslim population in Canada was 0.9%. The Muslim population today in Canada is 5%. Okay. That's based on your census that you have.
You're right about it.
And then the other number that was also shocking is in 2023, population grew by 1.27 million in Canada. Of the people that grew, the number of kids that you guys had that contributed to the 1.27 million was only 2.4%. 97.6% were people that came in from other countries. That's not necessarily a growth that some people would call that an invasion. So
a replacement.
Right. Replacement could be one of them. So how different are your policies versus Poilievre when it comes onto this?
Poilievre is okay with mass immigration. His number right now is 250 foreigners every year, starting if he's prime minister. 250,000. For us, it's zero. No more. We are not able to integrate them into our society, and that's destroying our social fabric. The countries that you just quote, a lot of them are not sharing Western civilization values. And we don't do any screening. We must change that. When we will reopen to immigration, we need to have a face-to-face interview with them. We don't have that anymore. We need to be sure that they share Canadian values. In Canada, don't forget also, we have a legislation in Canada, and the federal government is promoting multiculturalism. So we are saying to people, come to our country, keep your culture, and, everything is okay. If you don't integrate into our society, it's okay. So we have Indian ghettos in BC, Burnaby. We have ghettos also in Brampton, Ontario. And there's no incentive for them to come and to integrate into our society. And actually, before that, we were asking them to speak at least English or French. We have two official languages in Canada, English and French. That was a condition a couple of years ago to come to Canada, to be an immigrant. And now it's not anymore. So they don't speak the language. They're going in a ghetto. They don't integrate. That's changing the social fabric of our country. But Poilievre won't speak about that. He's pandering to these ethnic communities to have votes in different ridings and more seats. So that's what he's doing. That is part of his strategy. Because now, all these immigrants that are coming, they're foreigners, they will vote conservative or they will vote liberal. But if you do a big survey, 65% of the population is okay to end mass immigration in Canada. And also a majority of immigrants, but older immigrants, people who came here 15 years ago because it was tough for them to come here. They had to speak English and French, and they have to prove that they will have a job. It was tough. It took them maybe years. And now they're looking at that. Everybody can come in Canada with no screening, nothing. It's unfair, and they don't want that, and they're right about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll wrap it up right there, gang. Aaron, Canadian Looney, smash the like, hit subscribe, get your Canadian federal politics right here. Let me know in the comments what you think about the PBT podcast, Max Bernier and all of his complaining and whining. Let me know in the comments what you think. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Ciao for now.